This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the anime, The Vision of Escaflowne. Konnichiwa, Joel.
Domo arigato, Andrew.
Why are you thanking me? That's thank
because
you.
I don't know I guess I could have just said
you could also just say
back,
konnichiwa.
But
This
I
isn't
wanted
a
to say something different.
podcast.
Ikadakimasu.
Mushi mushi.
Oh, God.
Okay, nope, we're not going down that road.
I feel dirty now.
Stop this now. Welcome, though. This episode should be coming out May 1st. And as we know, the month of May, according to Crunchyroll, is anime month. Aren't puns fun? Wordplay and such.
And Andrew, I am so happy, so excited about this month.
I guess we mentioned this in other works. I don't know what episode. Probably Cyber 6. If I was a betting man, it would be Cyber 6. But I mentioned the Vision of Escaflowne, and the face Joel made was so adorbs. So adorable. I was like, well, let's cover it because I've never heard of Escaflowne. I thought it was going to be a anime about a magical nasal spray, but apparently it's an anime about it's an isekai and it's about robots. But before we get into any of that, let's review that theme song.
Let's hit it.
愛したら誰もがこんな孤独になるの暗闇よりも深い苦しみ抱きしめてるの何もかもが二人輝くためきっと君を愛してる心で見つめている君を信じてる寒い夜
Okay, I think you guys get the gist.
Yep. This
is kind of the opposite of every time we cover a theme song of usually in the West, they're 30 seconds. And they're like, they're a bunch of rad fucking badass dudes and they got big old attitudes. And you're like, fuck yeah. But this one's I don't know what they're saying. But if I were to take a guess, it would be about, friendship, pride, destiny.
Stuff like that. It is... So I'll put it like this. It is a very fitting theme song for this anime.
Okay.
Because the anime is very, whimsical. To me, that it's kind of a whimsical song.
Yeah, I get it.
The anime kind of feels the same way.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Now, Andrew.
Okay.
We just listened to this. Because this is the original Japanese opening intro. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
It was a person that performed it was Maya Sakamoto.
Okay.
She voiced Hitomi, the main character in the Japanese version.
Nice.
Did a very good job.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the cool thing about Escaflowne, Andrew, it actually aired on Fox Kids a while back when Fox Kids was doing their anime thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the U.S. intro?
Oh, you know I do. Fuck yeah, dude.
This is what you was expecting
Yeah.
from us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like house music.
It does.
Just-
I needed some glow sticks. That's my kind of music,
I
though.
know.
I do actually. I do unironically love that style of music. I used to get made fun of it for a while.
All right, so which one would you prefer, Japanese or the U.S.?
Oh, I would prefer the U.S. version.
See, Japanese.
We
I'm
have
gonna
this
go the
debate a lot,
Japanese.
though, and
do.
bonus episode during Anime Month, sneak peek,
Ooh.
maybe some sort of
Maybe.
debate about how anime is sent over to us and which one is better. The definitive answer.
Are we finally gonna put to rest the great debate between anime fans of subs versus dubs?
We will if you pay $5 a month
Ooh.
to our Patreon. You can't give that kind of information away for free. Okay, so what do I give the first theme song like a 5 because it just sounds like a regular anime theme, and I would probably give the Western one a 7 because
I'm gonna give the.
I'm gonna work out after we record tonight, so I'll probably fucking put that on because that'll get me in the mood.
See, so mine's switched. Same scores, but I'm giving
But
the
different.
Japanese one 7, US one giving that one a 5.
That's valid.
The Japanese version, I actually have that on a couple of playlists on Spotify.
Okay.
Myself, I like it. I did find it interesting. Just a little peek behind the curtain of that theme song, Andrew. That theme song was solely created for Escaflowne.
The Japanese
The actual-
one or the Western
Yes.
one? Because the Western one, that's
well,
also
I mean,
a fact.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
what
but
other song would they be able to use that?
someone just had that song ready to go.
Oh,
They
actually,
was just like,
I just
oh.
wrote this in my spare time.
Like, oh, fantastic.
Oh, you heard of
great.
Escaflowne? What the hell is that?
Oh. Let me show you. I thought it was pretty cool because it, very often in anime, they would just get kind of a popular song and just throw it in there with the intro. But this one was the composers of this, Yoko Kanno and Hajime Mizoguchi. They were waiting until like the show was made to get a understanding of the feel of the show and what the show was supposed to be about before they ever wrote the song.
Oh, that's neat.
So, yeah, I think that's why for me it's a very fitting theme song. But yeah, that's a little behind the scenes with that.
Yeah. Well, Joel, how did this anime get made?
Yes, Andrew. So this anime, it was created by Shoji Karamura, with Sunrise Studios.
Nice.
It originally aired in Japan in 1996, ran from April to September, had 26 episodes.
Okay.
Okay.
Not bad.
Now, I watched this on Fox Kids
Of course.
when it aired in 2000. August of 2000, it ran. They didn't run a lot of episodes. I think they only showed about 9 episodes before they pulled it because it wasn't getting high ratings.
It wasn't getting enough views, and it was also way more violent than they anticipated. That was part of that was part of the problem they had with Escaflowne, is that they were just like, holy shit, this is like, it's almost like they bought it and they didn't watch any of it, and then they threw it on the air, and the FCC was just like, you can't show this to kids.
This was them. So before I, talk more about the creation, but this, you can tell this was Fox coming off of the heels of bringing over Pokemon, having success there. But there was another, because this is a mech anime.
It
Okay.
is. With an interesting twist, might I add.
Oh, such a good one. But, at this time, there's another mech anime that's got all the kids going crazy called Gundam Wing.
That's right. I never got into Gundam personally, but
I'm pretty sure Fox was just like, hey, let's get our own mech over here. Threw it on a Saturday morning cartoon slot and then quickly realized, hold up.
You can always tell. Fox is like one of the most reactive, not trend-setting network of all time. Because like Pokemon was on WB, I believe.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought it was on Fox.
It was on WB first, and Fox had Fighting Foodons.
That's right.
I don't know what. I think Cartoon Network snagged Gundam for Toonami. Yep. So, of course, Fox Kids is like, well, we need our own robot show. So it's like they always wait. They always wait for what's popular, and then they grab it. They're just like, what? They're like the bargain shoppers of next to Deke, but Deke was an animation studio. So it's like Deke and Fox Kids like were hand in hand and like just the most inane, lame brain executive decisions to just get shit over here. But you kind of need that though. Like I think Fox really pulled some stuff over here that I think because of how much they drag their feet to get stuff popular, like to get popular stuff, they actually succeeded in getting a lot of things over here that we would like. Fox Kids and 4Kids TV, they are 110% the reason people in the West watch One Piece. That dub is heavily censored and utterly terrible, but it got you interested enough to know that there was a better version out there. And I have a feeling that applies to the Vision of Escaflowne, because like, it didn't get a lot of views on Fox Kids, but like this is in 2000s. There's enough ways that you can figure out, like, I know there's a better version of this if I find it.
Oh yeah, this is, because to me, every anime fan I've spoken to in my life, they know about Escaflowne. If it wasn't for Fox bringing this over, this might be an anime that no one would have watched, that no one would have cared about, but just because people was going anime crazy at this point.
They were trying to get everything.
Hey, thank God for them doing that, because it was one of those things. I remember watching it. I never got to finish it when I was like 16 or 17. I ended up finding it at Best Buy, the box set. I bought it immediately because I was like, I got to watch it.
Absolutely.
But so this Sojo Kawamori, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He actually said he came up with this idea when he went on a trip to Nepal. He visited a foggy mountain region and he pictured a hidden ward where an epic like story that would be focused on fate and destiny would be set in. So when he returned from that trip, he proposed the series to Bandai Visual and Sunrise. We know that Sunrise, they liked the idea, and they started working on it. Sojo has said that in his pitch, he gave this as a pitch. If Macross, which is Robotech, was robotic mechs and love song, why not a story about robotic mechs and divine powers?
We covered Robotech, did we not?
We did.
Oh yeah, that was our first interview that went really badly because we fucked up our audio.
Yeah,
you guys should go listen
not
to it.
good.
If you ever want to hear a guy answer a bunch of questions, you don't know what he's asked.
Oh, yeah. So, Bandai, Sunrise, they started working on it. I'm not going to bore you with too much of everything, but they hired, they started hiring producers and stuff like that. At this point, it was going to be a lead male character. They did change it from the lead male character. I'm sorry. They changed it from a lead male character to a high school girl, and they designed the main character, Hitomi. But apparently in the first draft of Hitomi, she was kind of a bimbo.
Oh, no.
Let me put it like that. She was like apparently over-sexualized, things like that from what I can tell. Okay, she was just that ditzy eye candy character.
Okay.
They brought in Hishiro Imagawa to direct it. He came up with the name Escaflowne. That was based off of the Latin escalation, the Latin word escalation. They would use that for the title, of course. Now, he was all about having this, heavy male-oriented story with a shapely heroine. Now, and dramatic battles.
Okay.
He then steps off of this project to go work on G Gundam.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you've ever seen it, Andrew, but that description about male-oriented with a shapely heroine and dramatic battles,
that's G Gundam.
That is G Gundam, which, don't get me wrong, G Gundam is a fantastic
Is that the
series.
one with the clown Gundam?
Yes.
Really?
All the ridiculous Gundams that people have seen, like the Bull Gundam, the Windmill Gundam, that's G Gundam.
The Mexican Gundam?
And apparently they're bringing G Gundam back.
Really?
That's, from the grapevines. That's what I'm hearing, so I'm so excited about that. Well, anyways, when he stepped off of that, they basically put a hold on the project. Really, this was like 1990 at this point. A couple of years after that, they actually brought in a newcomer to direct it, Kasuku Akane. Now, he came in and he actually said, we need to broaden our audience. So he actually changed Hitomi from this curvy bimbo character to the Hitomi we've got now. Someone who was intellectual, athletic, things like that. He even suggested...
Kind of quirky, kind of shy.
Yeah, a little bit. But he really kind of helped build.
Okay, he really fleshed this concept out. Okay.
Exactly. And really from there, the rest is history. That's kind of the big things there. There was some talk about it being like 36 episodes or 39 episodes, but budget constraints cut it down to 26 episodes. But it was produced and aired and became pretty popular in Japan.
I was always under the assumption that every anime had a manga based off of it. But this isn't one of them. That's pretty cool to learn. Another thing can we circle back to this guy just seeing some fog and going, you know what? I got an idea. And I'm like, holy crap, I wish I had like 1% of that level of creativity. That's like looking at a fucking thing of spaghetti and making a show based off of
Fighting food on.
Oh my God. They just I don't know. That's just a different breed of man right there. Just like,
Dude,
what if there was something hidden in that fog other than some stuff that a whole nother world? And you're just like, damn, that to me was the most impressive part.
It's crazy that he did that. He was like on some mountains, looked at fog, and he's like, what about the world beyond the fog?
What about the world beyond the fog?
And then he immediately thought, you know what that world needs? Mechs.
Big ass. And I want to get this in as we talk about the anime a little later. But these guys, it's mechs, but it's not. They're not quite mechs, and I want to preface that
we are going to talk about that because I got a lot to say about that. But before we do that, Andrew, hit us with these voice actors.
Okay, so we're going to do mainly the English-speaking cast to save everyone's ears some time.
Appreciate it.
So we have the cast of the Vision of Escaflowne. Kirby Morrow is Vaughn Fennel. Kelly, she's got a hard last name. Shirden is Hitomi Kanazaki. Brian Drummond is Alan Cesar Emanogari. Jocelyn Lowen is Merle. Paul Dobson is Falkland Fennel, Keo, and Redine. Michael Dobson is Dryden, Fasa, Adelphos.
Okay.
Venus Terzo is Malorina Aston.
Okay.
And finally, we have Vic Meganya is Falcon in the Funimation dub, and that is all we really need to cover. I feel. So,
yep.
For their other works, we have...
I'm waiting for this, Andrew.
Kirby Morrow is Miriku in Inuyasha. It's also Cyclops in X-Men Evolution.
He is also Troa Bolton in Gundam Wing.
Okay. Look at Joel coming into the other works. Stay in your lane.
I got another one for the next guy.
Okay. Kelly Sheridan is Sango in Inuyasha.
Okay.
Brian Drummond is Yajirobe in Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z.
Very nice. He is also Zex Marquise in Gundam Wing. And his character in Escaflowne is a complete copy of Zex, by the way.
Jocelyn Lowen is Penny Ling in The Littlest Pet Shop. Paul Dobson is Dr. Doom in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. One of the best Dr. Doom voices you will hear if you've never played that game. Michael Dobson is Queso in the movie Sausage Party. Venus Trezzo is Black Arachna, the weirdly everyone found attractive in Beast Wars Transformers, and
they shouldn't have made her so Covey. I'm sorry.
I mean, okay. And then finally, Vic Meganya is Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek Continues.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I want to get into this show a little bit. So this show, we follow Hitomi, who maybe I didn't watch enough episodes, but arguably she doesn't really have much to do there other than be out of place and have a pendant. All I'm saying is if that pendant left and she stayed, not much of this anime would change.
So Hitomi is just your average high school student.
She does track and field.
But she also does tarot card readings, Andrew. And that actually does come into play when she is
That's
in
true.
the other ward.
She is a tarot card reader.
She's like a fortune seer, basically.
Yeah.
She sees the future, glimpses. So,
But she and it's pretty quick. It's like first episode. What is the main guy's name?
that she's in love with.
No. The guy who comes from the portal.
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
V-A-N.
Okay,
Vaughn.
so Vaughn comes through the portal. Yeah, she also has a crush on this guy. But I don't think it's that important because she's not there anymore. But Vaughn comes and kills a dragon. At first, when I first watched this, actually two things when I first watched this. First, I had a really hard time finding it dubbed, or at least with subtitles.
Okay.
Secondly, I was like, where are the mechs? Because the first thing this guy does is he fights a big old dragon. And I'm like, this isn't... I was like, I saw mechs on this picture. Where are they? Well, there are a couple... they're like... you just got to wait for the second episode.
Yep.
But so Vaughn comes in. Hitoma helps him out with this dragon. He's like, I didn't need your help. And Hitoma slaps him across the face, which I appreciated.
Yep.
She don't take no shit. And so portal opens up. He goes through the portal. She goes through the portal. The pendant that was given to her by her mother, which ideally was kind of lame at first because it's like, oh, it keeps time. You know, like that's okay. You do that with anything, really. Like any kind of pendulum could keep time. So quit bragging.
The clock.
Quit bragging. This is a shitty heirloom. And so she goes there, and it has more importance in the world of Gaia.
Yes.
The other dimension. And in this dimension, they have the Vaughn eventually gets to pilot the Escaflowne.
Yeah, because he's the king of his land, which I can't remember the
Gaia.
I can't remember the Gaia is the
dimension,
planet,
right?
But he was king of a town, and I can't remember
Atlantis.
the town's name.
Is it Atlantis? I think it's Atlantis.
No, well, it's if memory serves correct, because I haven't made it completely through on the watch through.
Okay.
His hometown was, I think it might be Atlantis, but basically Gaia. The people on Gaia was Atlantis. Like Atlantis started sinking, but somehow got teleported to Gaia.
So this guy, this anime's got all the tropes. It's got a hard-nosed elder who wants to train the king. It's got a racist cat lady who hates foreigners, mainly Hitoma. It's got a old guy, like a Merlin type. And it's got a big old robot. So the thing I kind of liked about this Escaflowne, it was like a steampunk mech show. You see what I like? I kind of like that, like, when he got into his mech, it was more like a giant thing of armor. And like it had really like gears and stuff, but like when it shows the first person view of him, it's not like a big old digital display. LCD screen or whatever. It's just him. Like, and I don't know, that really struck a chord with me. Like, it was almost like it was a magic mech show, and I don't think I've ever seen something like that.
I think you described it best. It is literally just like a suit of armor that is just a mech.
Yeah. And
that is the best way, but it's powered by dragon cores.
Oh, that's right. That's why he kills the dragon in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very cool. And Andrew, I think I'd said this on our Big O episode.
Yeah.
Every mech show I watch, I am fascinated with how do they control these.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
to me, like in Gundam, like I don't think in that kind of like cockpit, like with the joy knobs and stuff like that, I don't think you're gonna get the kind of movements we see in Gundams from a joystick. Like I can't wrap my head around that. But this, because it's really like they put their arms in these devices, and so it's like when you move your arm, it moves.
It's like the power armor in
like
Fallout. Maybe that's just because I've been watching Fallout.
No, it's perfect to me. It's very easy to explain. Okay, this is how the controls work.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this mech suit.
I appreciated like, you know, they have their swords and stuff, but like I appreciate a mech anime that like they'll do a slugfest.
Oh yeah,
because in this anime is really good at just giving you, you know, just beating the shit out of one another with just straight hands robots. Oh, those are my favorite.
The battles are so awesome,
and I mean they're like
in this series.
They're like crushing each other's heads with like
so great.
Millions of PSI behind these magic robot hands, and you're like, you just see the blood ooze out, which would probably got censored in the 4 Kids. So 26 episodes of this. Yeah, you can. So I don't know if it's because of the merger between Funimation and Crunchyroll. Technically, Crunchyroll, it is on Crunchyroll, but it's only like the menu. There are no available episodes. You can go to several internet archives and watch it there. They're a little dicey, so you know, up them virus protection software programs. But you can watch them, and that's where I watch them at least. And I'm a big fan of anime fighting. I can't even tell you really what the emotional story part was. It's almost like you don't. I kind of hate it, but it's like whenever they were talking, I get you have to build it up some way. It's just like in a Godzilla movie. Very rarely do you find a Godzilla movie where you're super interested in what the people are up to. You just want them to, like, okay, come on, let's go.
Just get to the action.
Yeah, I think it really is like my shallowest form of media content where I'm just like, get to it.
Come on, get to it.
Quick cock teasing. Let's fucking go, bro. Come on. I want to see them fight.
I love the story of this. It's heartfelt. It's got drama, betrayal. It's got great villains in it that are just bloodthirsty. This is a great anime. Okay. In my opinion.
Joel, seal of approval. I might have to go back and like watch it with some patience.
Yeah, and, it's the story is very good, but it is like nowadays, and like stories and animes are completely different. Like the flow of it, stuff like this.
The Escaflowne?
This is a Escaflowne? Escaflowne. But no, this is a 90s anime. And, you know, if you're used to like Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, those old animes from the 90s, you'll probably know what I mean. But speaking of Escaflowne, the best walk-in song.
Yeah. That's like when they're getting ready, right? That's what you mean?
Yeah, like you'll be watching it, and, you know, I don't know if this is in the, like, sub version, but you'll just be watching it, and you know shit's about to go down because you'll hear this, like, dramatic music in the background, and just this voice come up, Escaflowne.
Yeah, that's like the build-up movement, like the horns of triumph in One Piece, or
Yeah, like
My
shit's
Brother,
about to
the
go
Dragon
down.
Slayer, and Attack on Titan and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like you're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I know what that theme means. But another, I do like. I want to preface it that I like this anime a lot, but I do have a few grievances with it. One, and maybe it's because I didn't get far enough in it, but I did not feel a lot of variety in the mechs.
Yeah.
And so like I'm a big, even though I like a lot of like, just straight hands robots fighting, like I like maybe like a something other than a sword, maybe a mace, maybe a giant fucking crossbow. If you're gonna keep, because it's a medieval themed kind of place, so you want to keep the mechs kind of medieval, and just because they wear them like power armor, they're not short. Like you can see a person next to them, they're not like Gundam size, but they're definitely like a good, I don't know, I'd say like 20 feet.
I was about to say about 2 stories.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
But all around, I will probably go back to this and give it like a good watch.
I would suggest it.
Because I really, and I got to the movie too. There's a movie that you can watch. It is just, I think it's just called Escaflowne. There are some differences. It starts off different, and it was animated a little different.
It is, but it's basically just the movie version.
Yeah,
so
it's just the movie version of the same.
Things up.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you don't have time to watch 26 episodes, at least watch the movie. The movie's good.
The movie is good.
So,
I enjoyed the movie. I did watch the movie. Because I had a feeling I wasn't going to have enough time to digest 26 episodes. So
yeah, it's
I got it. I got as much as I could. And then I was like, all right, let me just hammer out the movie. And I like the movie. The movie's actually pretty solid. So if you can find the movie easier than you can find the anime. So if you're having a really hard time finding the Vision of Escaflowne, you can always go to the movie. Hell, if you message me, I'll send you the link to the anime. How's that for a podcasting service? Boy. Okay, Joel. It's time for your new reoccurring segment. The Visions of Review Flowne.
Ooh.
Esca Review Nay.
Esca Review.
Esca Review Nay.
Esca Flowne. All right, Andrew. So this is coming in on IMDb at a 7.8 out of 10. Couldn't really find any 1-star reviews on this thing. And so I got a 10 out of 10, titled one of the greatest fantasy anime mech anime ever created. I first watched this on Fox Kids, then I got to watch the other version, but either way, I found Escaflowne to be a true classic. It has a great storyline and with wonderful characters. Hitome was, I think, a great lead character, and I liked her relationship with Vaughn and Alan. Every episode always keeps you interested, not just in terms of storyline and character development, but also the good animation and great mech designs of Guy Melfer, as they are known. Gamelf, or whatever they call the mechs in them. I can't remember how they pronounce them.
Gilfs. Gotcha.
Gilfs. There we go. All in all, a true classic. It was one of my favorites from teen years and still remains a favorite now that I'm in my 30s as of this review.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But that's it, Andrew, for the reviews.
All right, well, I believe that wraps up anime number 1 in our month of anime. Any closing thoughts, Joel?
Watch it.
Hopefully,
just watch it.
Hopefully it ends up on Crunchyroll officially. The merger is taking a lot more time than anybody anticipated. Probably because both of their servers are garbage.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm gonna go back and give it a serious rewatch. Not that I don't take what I watch on this podcast seriously, but I really just wanted to see those fights. I think I was too impatient. And so I'll probably go back and give it a rewatch with some more patience. Also, check out the movie. The movie's pretty solid.
Movie's dope.
But I believe that wraps up the Vision of Escaflowne. If you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have a $5 tier that gets you access to our Discord, stickers and pins delivered right to your door, bonus episodes, extended audio episodes. I think that's it.
Yep.
Okay. But it's only $5, so what are you going to do? We have a website. The best way to request cartoons, go straight to my email, cartoondumpsterdive.com. We have a X handle, CartoonDD. We are Cartoon Dumpster Dive on all other podcasting platforms. And as always, we appreciate a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice, so we can escaflow into the next few episodes. Have a great rest of your week.
And see ya. Escaflowne.
This has been a Lug Hole podcast.